Oh, what a great game, Charles. We had a great game today.
Ooh, I was
Give you
telling
chills a little
I was
bit?
telling the wife, oh
Yeah.
man, it ended up being a really good game at the end. And wow, what a defensive stop. Go Army, beat Navy. I was telling the wife, I was like, damn, how lucky are you, wife? She's like, what? And then I'm like, you married into two of the greatest rivalries of all time.
Yeah.
You- Michigan and Ohio State and Army and Navy. So, I
Yeah.
mean, her brother, That's it's like the perfect father-in-law story too. I got the new phone and all these new
Yeah.
numbers, and I get a random number, text me, "Go Navy," and I sent immediately back, "Go Army." It turns
Nice.
out it was her dad, and her brother's in the Navy, and
Yeah.
a good guy that does a lot of really cool things. But yeah, I was just laughing. I'm like, "Oh man." So I was telling her, I was like, "Maybe I should message him and tell him better luck next year." She's like, "Yeah, do it." I'm like, "No."
Oh boy. You
We
try you don't want to start the smoke.
no, we said we don't need
There
no
will be
smoke.
fire if you start the smoke. You
Yeah,
know this. Yeah.
that's 2 in a row, so
Yeah. Yep.
that's fantastic, man. I was
Two in
telling
a
the
row.
wife, I
Not
said,
only that, two in a row at the goal line.
"Yeah,
Back to back
huge
years.
stops, just that defensive wall." Just like in the night when civilians sleep, there's that wall protecting you. Maybe not in the southern border. Sooner rather than later, who knows?
We don't know.
We've been hearing
Yeah.
about that for a decade now.
Exactly. Did you
It
see
don't
the
matter
video?
who's in the fucking office.
Yeah. Did you see the video of the coyote though, like smirking at like the border guards? He's just like shrugs his shoulders, like, whatever, man. I don't know. It's your guys' problem because he was like cutting the welds or whatever on the fence.
Yeah,
Could be worse. He could have a big old freaking AK there and be ready to freaking mow down
yeah.
people. But whatever, there's worse things that
Man,
could happen
we
in
should
this
get on.
country, I suppose.
We should get on Valentine's podcast and talk about the wall. I was ready to go
We
talk
can,
about
we
the wall
can.
down here.
I'll hit
Yeah,
Joey up.
we'll
I'll hit
shoot
him
him
up
a
about
message.
that.
Other other big news for us and for all of our fans and followers and listeners out there, we did get our store. We're just waiting on the legality of a few things. It'll be about 30 days, we're thinking, with the holidays, probably about mid-January, but we should be launching a store with all the merchandise, all the fun things we've said, all the yada yada. We'll be utilizing a drop shipping system, third party. So keep that in mind when it comes to shipping for the first little bit until we grow and get bigger from
Right.
there. So that's
And
exciting.
Charles and Chris will be bringing you some new merch. It won't just be Boys in the Woods. It'll be Boys in the Woods orientated, but it'll be more comedy, more things, memes type deal. Things that Charles maybe have said or that we pick from the podcast, something that's cool, hip, trendy.
A
We'll
heat
get you
pump,
we'll get you
flip
out
it
there
to the hip
with
to
the
the
nicest
pump,
swag.
a bang
Yeah.
bang booty, and a I think that
Up
started
jumps the
thinking about
booty. So
quarterback Dylan Gabriel transfers to Oregon for final season of eligibility.
yeah, there's another thing in the Big Ten that's pissing people off too. Did you hear about this Nebraska $450 million renovation? So
No.
it's got so the boosters must be really behind this, but it's got a lot of people in Lincoln thinking, does the school care more about athletics than academics? Because they're cutting funding to academics apparently to pay for some of this.
Oh, this will be interesting to
Now,
continue to follow.
yeah. So that usually, like you would say this. Usually, you and I would agree that athletics pay for the improvements of the school, but the
Yeah.
school hasn't been doing that hot. Obviously, they
No,
haven't been making as much
no,
money as they
no.
want to,
I
so
think
they're cutting.
Nebraska in the last 10 years is, if not the worst, Power 5, or like they're bottom 3 Power 5 school. They've had a horrible 10 years, man. Actually, I think the last time they were good, Scott Frost wasn't coaching, he was playing.
Right.
So,
Whatever. Yeah, 97. 97 was the last time they were
yeah,
relevant.
so
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest. No, I can see that in Wisconsin right now too. Wisconsin with this new playoff system. And by the way,
Yeah.
the mock playoff, had they done it this year, which I guess Florida State's athletic director had quite a bit to do with the fact that the playoffs didn't start this year. They
Yeah,
start
he voted against it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
so
that's a black eye, wouldn't you
you
think? Just a little
know,
bit. I don't know.
we'd be in this playoff format, and I'm telling you, like, the teams and everything, wow. It would have been like
Yeah.
Alabama versus Liberty, right?
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, would have
or
been crazy.
or yeah, because Michigan would have had the bye, so it would have been Alabama versus Liberty, and then the winner of that would have played Michigan, and yeah,
That's crazy.
it would have been
That's
insane.
next year, I think it's gonna be nuts.
I can't wait, man. I'm excited. I was telling everyone, I've sent it in a few messages. I think that we're going to get better quality football at the end of the year because winning outright,
It's gonna be
it
winning that
doesn't
much more
matter
important for
anymore.
a bye. But no, but I guess if you're the team on top, you'd want that bye
So
because you
right,
need to
you
rest, but
you do want the buy. Everyone wants the buy.
there's
Like,
gonna be
even
there
in
should be
the
2 what, 2 buys? Because there'll be
no, there's
5 games.
there would
I
well,
thought
I
it was
mean,
2
yeah, yeah,
buys. I thought
yeah.
it
No,
was
no, I'm
no, 1
sorry.
and
Yes,
2.
you're right. I meant there would be just 1 week of
1
buys.
game of
Yeah,
bye.
yeah,
Yeah,
but there would
1,
be
2 teams.
multiple. Yeah, yeah. First and second get a buy.
See, here's the thing. In order to keep the bowl system in the same position that it is right now, as far as the games go and conclude, I think the like 10th or 11th of January, they're going to have to start these bowl games earlier because
Which is
it'll
nice
run
for the college
it'll
football
run what,
fan.
4 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
S-
But also with this too, the main thing is that Michigan schedule next year. We're looking at it now with this type of year's eyes, but we can lose 2 or 3 of those games
Oh, as
and
long as they
still
look
be
good, they'll be
okay.
fine. Yeah.
And it's going to allow you to not only see who your team is, but it's going to allow you to fill the gaps where needed. And then this is going to be huge for these transfer portals. The transfer portals alone, dude. The
Did you see
transfer,
did you see
it's
it?
like fishing, bro. It's
Did
like
you see
fishing with
it?
a really expensive fucking
There's
fly reel.
100 quarterbacks, Charles, in the
Yeah.
transfer portal in 138 Division 1 teams.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering if you enter the transfer portal and don't get picked up, do you just come back with
You
like
can come back, I believe. You can also take your name out of the transfer portal. It's not like a guaranteed thing. It's almost like free agency as far as I could read
yeah.
from it.
The only
I don't
thing go ahead.
know. That's just all I know about it is
Yeah.
I think you can take your name out, but once you sign or once you start visiting schools, it becomes a little more of an issue because the school could be like, "We didn't want you to come back, and now here you
Right.
are taking a scholarship again." But
Yeah. Do you continue? We'll have to look into this or maybe get a guest on. That would be better. We'll try to find somebody because that would be interesting. That would be interesting to know. Like, because you're still on a scholarship, you still have that scholarship. Once you put your name in the transfer portal, do you forego that scholarship? I don't think it can't be this dangerous. Otherwise, there wouldn't be that many people doing it. You know
well,
what
no,
I
I
mean?
don't
Like, it's just,
until you until you declare you're transferring. I'm assuming you're still with the school
yeah. So even
because
if you don't make it, you're still on that roster.
they technically didn't eliminate Kyle McCord from playing in Ohio State's bowl game.
Yeah.
So
And I
I
thought
mean,
that was one of the reasons he was leaving too. He's gay. Actually, what did I just hear? I just heard that
they have
he's
13 players in the transfer portal.
yeah. No, I heard McCord is a favorite to go somewhere.
Probably a Big 12 school, if I had to
Let
guess.
me look this
Maybe
up real
no
quick. Man, I want to say Washington.
Big Penix Energy 2.0. Washington would make
The
sense.
land with
I
oh,
don't.
Nebraska. I'm sorry. That's
No,
right.
no, Nebraska. Oh God, you
McCord
really
is
want to go
favored
there?
to go to Nebraska,
Oh
bro.
my
It's
God,
about
you
the
really.
money right now, man. Kyle McCord was, I think, wasn't he like Mr. Ohio or some shit? I mean,
He's
he was a
yeah.
huge high school quarterback. In
He,
Ohio.
he he wasn't terrible. I think that the coaching had a lot to do
I
with
mean,
his.
no, he
I
was
feel
no
like they held him
Clowney.
back.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they held him back.
The thing
Honestly,
the thing is, you hate to say it, right? But the coaches on Ohio State were afraid of that Michigan defense. And they called plays that showed me this, or that at least told me this. That's what I
He
was
was
gathering.
he was a top 20 quarterback in college football. He had 24 touchdowns and 6 picks. It's not like his stats were awful.
Can we just talk about Browning's high school career real quick?
Yeah, nobody believed me when I said that he threw 91 touchdown passes.
91 touchdown passes, what,
I
6,000 or 5,800 yards in
Hey, we asked
16
this.
games.
We talked about me and Jake talked about this at work. He goes, "Was it 8-man football? How the hell do you throw 91 touchdown passes?"
In 16 games.
Yeah, how?
We're not talking 4 seasons. We're not
No,
talking freshman.
that's 7 touchdowns a game he averaged.
He 91 and he's sitting on a bench behind Joe Burrow. Can we talk? Let's say Browning continues to play. Dude, I think he starts for a fucking team next year if he plays this way.
But he ain't they're
Bro,
not
I mean,
keeping him. He's trade capital.
he's got
Yeah,
weapons. Yeah, he's got weapons, right? But he ain't got no
right.
offensive line. He's arguably doing
He's healthy.
what
He's doing what
Zach
Burrow did because
Wilson
he's
couldn't
healthy.
do in the Jets, right? Like Zach
Yeah,
Wilson is in the same position with the same fucking weapons, arguably.
right. I tried to buy his rookie card the other day. His rookie cards have skyrocketed. I think
Oh,
he
they
was in like
got to.
2019 draft or something. I think he
You
was.
throw 91 touchdowns in 16 games, you're going to be able to throw it to Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase can catch the ball.
And I thought he was in like some like crappy, like small, like tiny high school. No, it was 1A, Division 1A in Washington. It was
Yeah.
like legit. Like that school's legit. I think it's where did he go? The name of the town.
Browning was part of
Yeah.
Washington's current win streak, correct? They have
Yeah.
22 games. They have a 22 game win streak right now. Washington is.
No, he graduated in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been there a minute. I think he was the 2019 draft.
What you know what it could be? You know what it probably is? There are some people who don't deserve to be in the NFL. And maybe Browning took that route for some reason. Because there are super talented people that once they get there, they're a shell of themselves. They've made it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that hit Browning in the face. I don't know. Has he ever
Yeah,
started for a team?
I don't think so. He was in his best year in college. He was 6th in the Heisman voting in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he didn't have a terrible career.
Has he been sitting behind Burrow this whole time?
Yeah, I think so. I think they might have drafted him. I'm not entirely sure. I don't even know what his career stats are.
Or are we looking at a potential Matt Flynn situation? Remember
could
when Matt
be.
Flynn came in and beat the fuck out of the Patriots? Got him
Right.
a bomb ass contract with Seattle, and then Russell Wilson came in.
Someone said this is like the perfect storm for him, like offensively though. Like he's got weapons all over the field to wing it to, and that's the type of quarterback he is.
Right.
He gets rid of the ball quick.
What's hard for me to grasp with that, though, is that we're talking about Cincinnati's offensive line, the one who basically broke Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Burrow held on to the ball all the time, though.
Yeah,
He's getting rid of it. If you watch, there's a weird stat. It was something about he gets rid of the ball almost 0.4 seconds faster. And that's the difference between a sack and a touchdown pass sometimes.
That's our biggest problem with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just holds the ball
way too much.
After the Bears game, it was Jordan Love's problem. Jordan Love figured that out. We're seeing things with Jordan Love that you don't see. This is usually like towards where he is now is normally where a guy's at the end of this season, which tells you there's hope for the future. But shit, this guy has played 1,000 snaps in fucking 8 games. It's holy fuck.
Yeah, the confidence level is way better.
I was yelling about his feet. He's starting to figure his feet out, but at the same time, I might just have been way wrong with that also, bro. That might be him. Brett Favre did it. Rodgers did it. Fuck, Love might be doing it too.
We'll see. He's got plenty of more years to prove all the haters wrong. So
let's. So we've got the Heisman up in the background, just so everyone knows. If you don't know who the Heisman is when you're listening to the show, surprise, we'll be telling you once it happens. I've got the list of award winners up real quick. I'm gonna name off the winner, and then you just tell me if you're surprised or what, to give a short little statement on it.
Yeah, we can roll
Okay.
through them.
Associated Press Player of the Year category top player winner Jaden Daniels, LSU.
Not surprised. He had the best stats.
Yeah.
So
Blink It Off, Blink It Off award.
Bolitnikov,
Yeah.
yeah,
Top receiver Marvin Harrison Jr.
not surprised.
Why do I do this to myself? Why the fuck do I do this to myself? Bronco Nagurski Trophy, Defensive Player of the Year, Safety Xavier Watts, Notre Dame.
A little confused on that because I saw that Kool-Aid McKinstry was one of them. There was a D lineman in there or something. Yeah, I never even heard of him. Never heard of
Man,
him.
I've I
I guess
know
we
it.
don't watch a lot of Notre Dame outside of that Ohio State game. So
We're gonna have to start branching out a little bit because there's some names on here that kind of just it's man, you Sandersill. I'm just wondering how like
yeah,
Sandersill came up big in big games. It felt like a snub list to me at some point in time. But anywho, okay, so we've got the Broyles Award, top assistant coach, defensive coordinator Phil Parker, Iowa.
yeah, I absolutely don't understand that one bit at all.
No, I don't
Dude, you know
either.
that team had more punting yards. If anything, give it to the damn special teams
Special
coach.
teams coach. Yeah.
Dude, they had more punting yards than they
Yeah.
had offensive yards, which is to me doesn't even make sense.
It's super frustrating too because what Iowa did to the offensive coordinator and then to have this situation too, it's just it almost solidified
Oh, here you
the
go. Here
firing
you
of the
go.
offensive coordinator. Like,
Yeah,
yo, bro, what
exactly.
you had to go through, yada, yada. What are you talking about? It's the Big Ten West. They're trash. It's crazy to me. So, anywho, Bullsworth Trophy, top former walk on, running back Cody Schrader, Missouri. I
I guess I don't know complaints about that. I guess
no,
he must have really balled out at Missouri. That's
yeah.
all I know.
This one
Good
too,
for him.
this one kind of threw me for a loop. So you got the Butt Kiss Award, the top linebacker,
Yeah.
Peyton Wilson, North Carolina State. We're gonna have to watch some tape on this dude because he not only won the top linebacker, but he also won the Chuck Benedark Award, Defensive Player of the Year, judged by the Maxwell Club. Peyton Wilson, NC State. So
Well,
we're gonna have to check this guy out. He sounded like he's gonna be a top 15 draft pick.
if you win that, you're probably gonna be top 10. Linebacker is a very sought
Very, you know
after
what I'm
position
saying?
in the NFL. You could start immediately if you're good.
So that'll be fun. We might get some tape on that guy, see what happens.
Yeah, we can do that. That'd be perfect to break it down.
Yep.
Speaking of tape, did you get that video that I sent you?
I'm sure I did, but there's many.
Instagram, the Christmas guy, the drunk Christmas guy in the
Oh,
parade.
nope, I haven't been on the Instagram
Okay,
yet.
okay. We at some point we got to break
Yeah,
this down because
we'll bring it up. We'll bring
it's
it up.
absolutely hilarious.
So I'm the way these awards are going, I'm thinking LSU's getting another Heisman, to be honest with you.
He's a big time favorite for the Heisman. It's not even close.
Davey O'Brien Award, top quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Now, here again, too, bro. This is the thing that kind of started. I'm like, listen, I'm like, Michigan's getting snubbed, right? And it started to super frustrate me. The Doc Walker Award, top running back, Ollie Gordon, the second from Oklahoma State. I think this is another person we're going to have to look up because
Well,
Oklahoma State, what
I
the
don't know.
Frank?
Here's the thing. Quorum's stats, almost every one of his touchdowns were from like the 1 yard line.
Yeah, but it's still though, man, 22 or 24 touchdowns.
Yeah, but is that more of a testament to that offensive line than it is to him? Who's going to win the best offensive line in college football this year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the thing. If Michigan doesn't win the best defensive line in college football, it's a joke because they had the best stats. Best defensive scoring. I think they gave up the
So
least amount of touchdowns,
the
least amount
Maxwell
of rushing
Award,
yards.
the Maxwell Award, College Player of the Year, Big
Penix.
Phoenix Energy.
Yeah.
That one hit. Top center, Oregon, Jackson Powers Johnson.
Sure. Yeah. I really don't know too much about these guys, but
Yeah. Iowa did take home the top punter.
I hope so.
Most versatile player award went to Travis Hunter, and rightfully
Yeah.
so. Top interior lineman, DT Tavondre Sweat, Texas. That dude worked hard.
Yeah, he's good.
And then the All-State Good Hands Player of the Year.
Is that like the
That went
special
to
teams player?
no, that went to Blake Corum.
Oh,
In
nice.
his career at Michigan, he's donated over 1,000 Thanksgiving meals.
Oh yeah, he does stuff all the time. He's not
Yeah.
that's not just Thanksgiving. He's out there doing he did the present drive today.
Yeah, he
I
was at the
think.
present drive.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think they said the line was so big that they shut it down as late as they possibly could, and some people wanted to see him and they still couldn't get in. And he went
Yeah.
outside and he tried to meet as many people as he could. Even Ohio State fans acknowledge the fact that he's a hard guy to hate because he's just so generous. There's other players too that do the same thing for Michigan. Michigan's very well represented when it comes to charity, so it's a good thing. I love that.
The Walter Camp Award went to Jaden Daniels. That's College Player of the Year. And then the academic Heisman went to Bo Nix.
Yeah, I actually heard. I didn't realize that he was like a 6th-year senior. Is he coming back?
I don't think so.
He's at Oregon, but I heard he was going to transfer.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's got to go pro. He's a top 10 pick if he goes pro.
Yeah. Let's look this up real quick. Bo Nix.
He is a senior. I know he's a senior, but he could be eligible for another year.
Bo Nix will be part of a stacked quarterback class in the 2024 NFL draft.
Okay, so he put his name in the
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
So that would make sense why Jaden Daniels or Jaden
Dylan,
Daniels is
Dylan,
no, that Jaden Daniels is coming back. I think I thought he was a senior too.
Yeah.
But these guys are coming back. Dylan Gabriel went to Oregon. That's what I was thinking of. But I was also thinking of the fact that these guys are all going to be in the draft. Jaden Daniels. What's Travis Hunter? Is he a sophomore? I think he's a sophomore.
He'll be coming back. He'll be coming back. He'll be going back to Colorado. He's going to be there as long as the Sanders brothers are there. I promise you that. As long as a Sanders brother is there, Hunter will be there. Yeah. So he'll probably, I think Shador has one more year. I bet depending on the growth, his son.
Yeah, was there even a question about the most versatile player in college football? I think that we all said this dude needs to stop playing both ways. And I think he did it the entire season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Outside of getting hurt in the Colorado State game. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't his fault. That was a cheap shot, but either way.
So while we're waiting for the Heisman to come on, I'd like to give you two players. They're more or less going to be the Heisman. One of these two is going to be the Heisman in an argument.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy versus Tyreek Hill. Now, you say Jalen Hurts, yada, yada, yada. But in this conversation, let's say it comes down to Brock Purdy and Tyreek Hill. Now, the argument I've heard against Brock Purdy, who is the odds-on betting favorite right now to win the MVP, but the argument I've heard is that in their 3-game losing stretch, he couldn't win the game. Tyreek Hill is doing things that no wide receiver has done, or really in this generation. If he finishes how he's playing, we're talking nobody's ever done what he's done, which is fantastic. But if you're going to give him the MVP, where was he in those losses?
I think he still had good stats.
And he had good stats, but not MVP stats. He didn't
you can't score 7 touchdowns and lead your team to victory every game. It's all on the quarterback and it's on the offensive line. Now, Purdy, on the other hand, in those 3 losses looked absolutely terrible. I think he had like 7 picks in those 3 games. I don't think Hill has looked that bad in any game this season. At all, not even close.
So I'm not disagreeing with you.
Let's look up Tyreek Hill's worst game versus Brock Purdy's worst game.
Because in the Eagles game, he was held to under 100. I think he had less than 80. He had less than. See, but this is the thing, though. We're talking
For a
MVP
receiver, that's
for a
still
wide
good stats.
but we're talking MVP for a wide receiver.
If he's
Right?
going to do what nobody's done before, that's Hall of Fame-ish. That's not even close. Who was the only wide receiver to ever win it? There was one or two, I believe. I know about the Heisman was very difficult, but as
No
far as the
wide receiver
MVP,
has ever won the NFL MVP award.
that's probably because his quarterback was throwing for 8,000 yards like
Well,
Brady.
that's another thing going against, right? Because Tua is going to take votes away from, because my argument against Tyreek Hill, the dude is fucking amazing, and this means absolutely none of that. But Miami would still be doing the same thing without Tyreek Hill. You've got just as fast wide receivers. You've got a crazy ass rookie wide running back and Devon Achane.
Yeah, but they've been hurt. Him and Waddle have both been hurt half the season.
I understand. Yeah, I understand that. And Tyreek Hill is definitely getting his stats. But because that argument is made and no receiver has ever won, does this end up going to Brock Purdy? Because if the 49ers stay healthy, I'd love to hear it.
If the Packers run the table, does Jordan Love get it? Do you go from two? They looked absolutely awful, and if he leads them undefeated the rest of the way,
continues the pace,
sure,
wins a fucking Super Bowl.
That was something that I said, because the MVP isn't just about stats, right? It's about the most important person on the team. And granted, they don't have Aaron Jones. Oh, their offensive line is decimated still.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be playing the Giants without Christian Watson and Aaron Jones. I haven't seen much, actually.
I think Aaron Jones won't be back until probably the second to the last week of the season. I don't think they're going to rush him back. Dude, did you see the smoke about not the Aaron Jones, the Jair Alexander, him saying, "Hey, man, I don't want to come back hurt," basically. And all the fans are like busting on him. I'm like, dude, the guy is saying that he's not 100% healthy and he doesn't want to come back and get hurt.
I would rather him sit the rest of the season.
Well, do we really need
come
him?
back and get hurt? That's what I'm saying. This is a building year. We know who Jair Alexander is. We paid him that money for a reason.
Yeah, he's getting the most money from any
deserves it. I think Packer fans at times are so butthurt with David Bakhtiari that we lash out at any fucking player that gets hurt.
I think the problem is between David Bakhtiari and Jair Alexander, there's what, $54 million a game or a year sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
It's 30 for Bakhtiari and 24 for 27 for Jair.
Jair Alexander, you had limited practice Thursday, limited practice Friday. That's all great signs.
I'm not saying anything against me. I personally, I trust that he's coming back and he wants to come back healthy.
We're talking to the fans.
It's the fans. It just bothers me.
We're talking to the fans.
And it's the over passionate, over embellished.
Yeah.
Oh, he needs to come back and play.
It's the 10%. Yep. It's the 10%. Every fan base has them. But looking at the injury report from www.packers.com right here, we've got Thursday and Friday. We had limited practices for both Jair Alexander and Devondre Campbell, who's up for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, by the way.
Yeah. He usually is, though, isn't he? Yeah. I thought he's a pretty big. Him and his wife have a great foundation. Shout out to you two. You and your wife have an open invitation anytime to come on and podcast and talk about your foundation. Charles and I would love to have you on.
Can't wait to hear about it. We just hit up to Feeding America. We shot a little D to that. So running back AJ Dillon, he was limited practice, but now Alon Jenkins.
Yeah.
He had limited practice Thursday, but did not practice Friday. That's not looking good. Quay Walker did not practice, not looking good. Christian Watson did not practice.
I don't want any of these guys, if they're not healthy, to play. The Packers have been very good this season, plugging guys in and making it work. So let's just keep rolling with what works. The only
Aaron Jones is in limited practice or FP. What the hell is FP?
I don't know.
Full practice?
Full practice, yeah.
Full practice? Is that what we're
Full
saying?
participant.
Full participant. Our tight end, Josiah, full participant. Keyshawn Nixon, full participant. Owens and Reed, both limited, but Stokes, full participant, and Jones, Aaron Jones, limited.
They're not going to have to. All right, let's get it. Do you have anything else to say on that, or do you want to get into
Nope.
the breakdown the Packer game for Monday night?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. The
Yep.
Packers are probably not going to have to worry about DeVito that much. They're going to have to worry about the run game a little bit, though.
Yeah. Tyrod Taylor, though, is full practice.
Yeah, but he's not playing. They already named the starter as DeVito.
Oh, they
he
did?
could come
DeVito?
in. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arguably, I agree with you. I
would
think
worry
this
more about Tyrod Taylor's legs getting outside, but
Yeah.
I think the Packers got more than enough offensively.
Our defense has been really good. Our defense has been really good outside of the Chargers game where we gave up 20 points. I think in the last 4 or 5 games, that's in this winning stretch of ours, we've given up 20 points once.
The game that is really bothering a lot of people a lot.
The Chargers game?
The Pittsburgh game.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Pittsburgh loss is killing people because they're like, we lost to that shitty team.
But I think the Pittsburgh loss was a major turning point.
It was.
that
It was a
happened
slap in the
first
face.
5 or 6 games, bro. It needed to happen.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Like it comes back to these bitter people who have nothing to do but to sit there and bash on everything negative they see on their team because it's an off week. Hey, we don't play this weekend. We play on Monday night. So I'm gonna get grumpy and arrogant. And I'm gonna go on Twitter and I'm gonna bash every other team. And then when my team does something and this guy's not fully participating in practice, so I'm just gonna be an asshole and be like, why isn't he playing? He's making this amount of money. Yeah, we've got those Twitter warriors and the Facebook warriors, those keyboard Conans all over the place. It's crazy. I can't be on Twitter and hear half of this shit. It bothers me a lot.
Dude,
I have to keep my mouth shut a lot.
I've got to monitor it often.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's
You can break her down. We can break her down.
break what down? I'm sorry. Picks?
Oh, yeah, we got to do our picks. We can't miss them like we did last week.
We ended up getting them off. I just don't think in time for the episode, though.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get them. We'll get them all through this time.
Let me see. Where are we here?
We are week 14?
Yeah, we're coming in. We're coming in 50 and 29. We're coming in 50 and 29. And I've got some picks here lined up already. Yeah, I just copied what I had said in one of our group chats there, one of our podcast group chats. So let's pull it up because I've only got who I picked. I don't have actually who they're playing.
All right, I can. Yeah, we can just start off. What are you using? ESPN's got them listed this week. They have them listed by not by conference anymore.
I'll pull it up by ESPN.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's fucking wild. What am I doing here? Damn. We're in the 2023 schedule.
Yeah, it should be Falcons, Bucks, Lions, Bears, Colts, Bengals, Jaguars, Browns, week 14, 6th through the 12th.
Wow. I guess I'm just going to pull up the CBS one. Oh, no, I've got the NFL.com one, I guess. I don't know.
I'm really looking forward to next week or the week after. Is it the week after we get to go with and do our little draft thing with Paul and Mike?
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That should be fun. Okay, so let's see here. I got fucking sticky notes all over. All right. I believe you're NFC and I'm AFC this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get these picks in. Or we could just pick two. Okay.
Alrighty, you want to do it? You want to do it? That's fine. We can just do it quick. We could roll through them. There's a lot of straightforward ones this week.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Why don't I name off this list, and if you like it, we take it, and if not, those will be our head-to-heads this week.
Sure.
We'll see if we pull anything out of there. Okay, so I've got in the Saints-Panthers, I've got the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I've got Baltimore to win.
Yep.
Against the Rams. Okay, so I've got Cincinnati. I've got Cincinnati to beat the Colts.
Yeah, Browning's playing good football. I would go with that too. I think the shoe might be running out of steam here.
Is Trevor Lawrence back?
It's a high ankle sprain, and the line is Cleveland by 3. So it doesn't. If the line is Cleveland by 3, I'm thinking he's not playing.
I'm thinking he's not playing either.
Yeah,
and they haven't committed to a quarterback yet.
No, they haven't. No.
Oh my God, I've got Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence, but I'm thinking I'm liking Jacksonville anyways. Here's the kicker. I said all that crap about Jacksonville, and then they went and laid a stinker against Cincinnati. So
yeah,
proved myself right while proving myself wrong.
Well, they kept coming back and getting within 4 or 5, and then they just couldn't pull together at the end.
So man, why don't? Damn.
Yeah. It's a 3-point line.
Yeah. So are you going to take the Browns and I'll take Jacksonville?
I'll take the Browns.
All right.
And do you want to know who's on the depth chart for him for potential backup quarterback? Do you really want to know? CJ Beathard from Iowa is their backup, or Nathan York. Who did Nathan York? That sounds so familiar.
It sounds familiar.
Ohio, the University of Ohio.
Miami.
Yes. Oh. He played against Ohio State when they gave Ohio State a little bit of game in the first half. That's where I remember him from a few years ago.
Okay, so we've got that one away for us. Okay, so I've got Detroit in the Lions-Bears game. Although the Bears get
it's a 3-point line for this game because it's in Soldier Field, and that field sucks so bad.
I want Lions to lose.
Isn't that crazy?
They have lost, dude. Listen, they have lost the last couple times we've picked them. They have lost the last 2 times we've picked them.
If the Lions lose here, it's not good. It's not good for them.
Oh no, they won last week. They won last.
No, if they lose here, it's not a good position for them because it's a divisional game.
Green Bay is favored to win the rest of their schedule.
Yeah.
They're favored in this one. They're favored in this one 73%. That's what I'm saying. We're on what are we on, a 4 or 5 game win streak? No, 4 games.
Sorry. Here's the Lions. The rest, the 4 game win streak. They play at the Bears, then they're at home versus Denver. Then they go to Minnesota, then they go to Dallas, and then back at home versus Minnesota. Dude, the Lions end of their season. Like I said, if they lose this game, the Packers could overtake them in the fucking division. That's crazy to think. Was he the one that said run the table?
Better show up. Dobbs better show up. You
Yeah.
can't throw 5 interceptions against the Lions. You can't do that again. Or 5 turnovers.
Okay. Dude, I heard a cool thing on one of the Barstool guys said something. He called them Romeo Cobbs. I thought that was freaking funny as hell. He's Romeo Cobbs.
Okay,
over the middle.
So we've got the Atlanta Buccaneers game. I'm calling it a toss-up. I'm taking Atlanta. I feel like Atlanta's got to play.
Atlanta's been playing better football, and they figured out that hey, guess what, Charles? They gave Bijan the ball the other week over 20 times, and guess what? They won.
They did pretty good. I don't know what the hell they were waiting for that. So okay, so
I think they're gonna win that division. It's gonna be brutal. They're gonna be like 9-7 or 9-8 or 8-9. I don't know.
Terrible last year, and it's going to be
terrible again
this year. So I've got the 49ers to win in the Seahawks game. The 49ers.
Yeah.
They're playing at home.
So I think they're like 14 or 15-point favorites. Like the Seahawks are not. They're playing bad football right now.
So the Raiders-Vikings game, I like Las Vegas in this one. What is
I think the line is Minnesota by 3, but the Raiders are 4-2 at home. Yeah. And that's when they play better. And I can see this being a game. This is a letdown game for Minnesota.
Yep.
Especially when the pressure's not. Green Bay is breathing down Minnesota's neck.
So this might be another head-to-head for us here coming up. So this is the Buffalo-Cincinnati game. Buffalo comes in hungry. They're going to win. Since Kansas City can't score enough points. Pacheco's
Buffalo, Kansas City? Yeah.
And Pacheco's out. McKinnon is a good running back, Andy Reid.
This is I think Buffalo's going to win this because you and I said this. Buffalo is a back and forth team. Win one, lose one. Win two, lose one. This is how their season goes. They're going to get a game over 500. This is a
playoff game. This is a playoff game for Buffalo.
Buffalo's going to end the season 9-8, and they're not going to make the playoffs. What I think.
Does Buffalo theoretically acquire playoff status for the rest of the season, and all these wins go against all of their losses that they've already accumulated in the playoffs? Can we call this next 5-game stretch? Because if Buffalo loses a game in the next 5, they're out. They're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to lose a game because they play the Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, and Dolphins.
Right. So
they're going to lose one of those. So yeah, it's win or go home basically for them. They lose this one to the Chiefs.
Buffalo doesn't do good in the playoffs.
No.
So
not on the road anyway.
I like Kansas City. I like Kansas City in this one.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. I think they'll find it. They're not going to get back-to-back losses. Kansas City's not going to lose back-to-back games.
It comes down to who do I trust more, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, or Josh Allen and Sean McDermott. And it has nothing to do with Josh Allen as much as it has everything to do with Sean McDermott. And on the opposite side, it has everything to do with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes for me.
Yeah.
Although you could have said the same thing about the fucking Green Bay Packer game. Eat shit, Kansas City.
You and I both had a feeling that was going to happen, though. We both were leaning that way.
I was putting so much voodoo on it too. I was like, we cannot pick Green Bay to win and they lose all season long. Something has to change.
Oh, something had to give for sure in that game. 100%.
We wanted to pick Green Bay at the Thanksgiving game. We wanted to, but we didn't trust with our heart and mind as much as we were looking with our eyeballs, which was respectfully so.
Well, that's what you have to do. As a sports, breaking down sports, doing the analysis, you have to look at it with a glass half full sometimes type mentality. Yeah.
So then we've got Denver and the Chargers. I like Denver in this one. I like the bounce back. Russell Wilson lost that game. You're not going to get the same scenario. The defense.
Yeah, you're going to Herbert and them are going to throw the ball over, but they're not going to win. Yeah.
I like Denver's defense in this one. They're going to hold. They're going to
keep the ball out of Keenan Allen's hands, and guess what? You win the game.
Yeah, keep Eckler off the ground too. Fuck
Eckler off the ground as well.
Yeah, I think I'm playing against him in fantasy this week. Keep him out of the end zone.
Go.
Keep him out of the end zone. But I'm liking Denver. I'm liking Denver to get the bounce back last week.
Yeah.
I think, here's the kicker: had they won last week, I might not be picking them this week. So that does throw a little chink in there. But
that's
Sean Payton. I like him to come back. And then we've got. This will be a good one. Philadelphia Eagles. I like Philly in this one.
I don't. The Cowboys at home are like unbeatable. It's just, I don't care about the not beating a team with the winning record. What I feel like is Dallas plays on that turf better.
Skip Bayless.
I don't know.
Everything inside of me is praying that the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. So Keyshawn Martin gets to go on undisputed and just laugh.
Dude, this is the Cowboys win. They take over first place in the NFC.
But there is something though to be said as long as it doesn't really matter in the Eagles world as long as they don't lose to the Giants.
What's that? I thought the Cowboys.
The Eagles can lose this. They would be tied in the head-to-head.
Yeah, but
in a division sense right now, because the Cowboys have played more games in the division than the Eagles, and that's what I'm gathering. I don't have the information up on the screen. That's why they would be bumped into first place. But as long as Philadelphia beats Washington and New York, they'll continue to be in first place because they'll have the better record. And they'll have the home or the first head-to-head win or some shit like that. They'll have the better divisional record.
Yeah.
Although saying that out loud, I can make the same argument for the Cowboys
Yeah.
They're obviously going to they beat Washington and New York already. So they would only have that loss. I think it would come down to who had the better overall record at that point.
The Eagles have a pretty easy schedule after this game.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Giants, Cardinals, Giants. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe that this is all this is a positioning thing for Dallas.
It doesn't Dallas needs this. Philadelphia doesn't.
All right. See, I guess I didn't realize they lost in the
Yeah.
division. I thought they lost to the
And
Cowboys, Arizona. Who else did they lose to? Was it just Arizona they lost to?
the 49ers, they got fucking wrecked by the 40.
No, but they lost a game in their division, not in the
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
just Philly.
just Philly. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I've got Green Bay. I think we're both going to pick Green Bay in this one.
Yeah, they're up 5.5 now. It was 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna take that closer to 4, but
Yeah. And then I've got Miami over the Titans.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think Tennessee can score enough points. I do like what Tennessee's doing and I like what their foundation is, but I don't like them to beat a team to come out and just flat out run people over. I do like the team though. I guess I like the coach more than anything.
Oh, and then Jacksonville ended up losing that one. Okay, so you're 7-7 somehow or another going into that still, and I'm 9-5. And here on out, they're head to heads. So I've got in the boys in the woods, we're taking New Orleans, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Detroit, Atlanta, San Francisco, Las Vegas. We're both hot on Kansas City, Denver, and then Green Bay and Miami. And our head to heads, I'm taking Jacksonville, you're taking the Browns, and then I'm taking Philly, and you're taking Dallas. I think that'll be nice. That'll work out real well.
Yep.
We tried to drag this along, but it looks like they're dragging the Heisman along longer than we're dragging this.
They're still calculating. It's between Daniels and Penix. There's a little like counter thing that you can keep track of, and it's actually a lot closer than I thought. As of right now, it's got what did it say? 66 for Daniels, 59 for Penix, and then Bo Nix 52. So it's heated up there at the top. It was up and down. And then they got Milroe and Harrison Jr. down at the bottom. It was 16 and 18.
So we're not gonna get a controversial 1997 pick, which I didn't think there was any controversy about.
No.
You know, unless you're a Tennessee fan like Paul Feinbaum.
Realistically, it's between Bo Nix, Big Penix, and Jaden Daniels. It's probably I favor Jaden Daniels winning it over Bo Nix and Penix, but the kicker is, like he said, it all comes down to.
I would like to think that, but Caleb Williams got it last year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I remember in his speech he goes, "Yeah, this trophy's cool, but I'd rather be playing in the playoffs." Because
that would be why Jaden Daniels would win it.
I'm thinking so, to be honest with you.
Because Bo Nix he probably lost the Heisman the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Jaden Daniels on Washington, are they the number one team?
With the way that he could throw the ball, 5,000 yards passing or 4,000 yards passing. I think he had like almost 50 touchdowns between rushing and throwing. It was crazy stats.
On the award list, Jaden edged Big Penix there, but not by much.
Who he reminds a lot of people of, played for Texas, won the Heisman.
EPE?
Yeah.
Or Jaden
Daniels played for Texas. Won a Heisman, won a national championship against Alabama.
Mr. Vince Young?
Vince Young, yeah.
I just don't see the body, but the play style, yeah, I could see that.
He's bigger than Vince Young, yeah.
Vince Young was a tank, bro.
I thought Vince Young was smaller. I thought
man. Vince Young was a tank.
Let's see how big he was.
Yeah. Vince Young, Texas.
Can't find any size stats on him. Can find all of his high school stats and all of his career stats.
Size. Yeah, I can just see his size. But look at him though, dude. I don't know. Maybe that was just.
Dude, why is this in metric, Charles? He was 1.96 meters tall. That doesn't make any sense. 1.96. Yeah. So he was 6.
So he was barely just over 6 feet.
Meters like a little over. So maybe he was like 6'2". But yeah, he was like 215 pounds. They probably are comparable, but I think Vince Young was probably more muscular, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think Jaden Daniels, maybe I
just remember him being a tank.
Maybe he's more of a Vic then.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Or even a Lamar Jackson.
I'd probably say Lamar Jackson.
Lamar, yeah.
You know what? Which also makes me think he is going to win it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because
what Lamar Jackson did.
He's a dual threat quarterback. Yeah.
Lamar Jackson did with Louisville. You got Cam Newton,
you had Caleb Williams.
Canned Newton, Caleb Williams. Yeah, I think they were all really good.
The funny thing is, whenever an Alabama quarterback wins it, not to be that person. I say this all the time, and not to be that guy. It's like he has the most Huckleberry fucking stats you've ever seen. It's like he has 38 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions. Yeah, that fucking defense gave him the ball like an extra 25 times that season. So yeah, he's gonna look good.
My to-date favorite Mike Leake story came from Colt McCoy earlier today or yesterday.
Pew pew.
And so he said that whenever Mike would come to recruit him for over a year, he would show up and he would just talk about the most random stuff. It was never about football ever, right?
Yeah.
So actually the only time they talked about football was when Colt called Mike to tell him that he was going to play for Alabama. He goes, "Coach, listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you did. I'm gonna accept an offer from Alabama." He goes, and the phone got quiet for a second, and then he comes back and he goes, "Enjoy throwing the ball 6 times a season," and then hung up.
Yeah,
and it's true. He said, "Throw the ball 6 times a game. Enjoy throwing the ball 6 times a game," he said.
Right.
But at that point in time, yeah, man. Do you remember that just death gauntlet of running backs Alabama had? It started with Ingram, went to Eddie Lacy, Trent Richardson, fucking Derrick Henry. I'm pretty sure he played for Alabama too, right?
Yeah.
Eddie Lacy. God, dude, it just kept coming, and they were just, you could have given every effing one of them the Heisman. You could have, seriously, every one of them did. Alabama could have won the Heisman for 5 straight years. I love how much Green Bay loves Eddie Lacy too, man. The game the wife and I went to, the honorary captains was Eddie Lacy and Clinton Dix.
Oh,
and
I tell you, boy.
Yeah, I tell you, man, Lambeau Field loved those two, but they roared for Eddie, and that made me feel so good, dude. He was such a boss, man.
He gave us the good years, except that people were just a little bitter on the fact that he couldn't keep in shape. That was always his bugaboo. Wherever he was, though, he couldn't stay in shape. I mean, it's real life. I think it's real life. People don't understand. These are humans like everybody else.
Yeah,
we have our problems. It's not as easy being an athlete. I think a lot of people can sit there and go, "Oh, these guys can just stay in shape." No, they have to. These offensive and defensive linemen got to throw 5,000 calories down their fucking gullet to sustain what they're doing out there. A lot of them lose
MREs, man.
No, dude, you notice a lot of these offensive linemen get super skinny after they're freaking done. There's plenty of them out there.
But Jeff Saturday always kills me, man. It's insane.
Yeah. Taylor Lewan.
Yeah,
He's only been out, and Taylor's only been out of the league for a year.
Yeah.
He's still He's still a free agent in the NFL. He's still active.
Yeah, I know.
He's just not on a
He
team.
keeps
Whatever.
trying to get on the team too.
Isn't he
Yeah.
medically retired or whatever it is?
Him
Yeah.
and Will Compton too. They both
Oh
keep
yeah.
every year.
The old Nebraska linebacker, huh? Will Compton. Yeah. See,
Let's
Charles and I didn't play professionally, but we can still talk the talk. So fine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. You
Shohei
want to?
Ohtani
Yeah.
contract details emerged, bro.
Absolutely
10 years,
disgusting.
700 million, bro.
Disgusting amount of money.
And he's playing for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
There's two things here.
Good for
man.
you.
There's two things. Baseball needs to figure out their salary cap right fucking now. Baseball needs to figure out it's like I said in the group chat. As soon as the Yankees figure something out,
Yeah.
which is hilarious, Boston doesn't even look at them anymore. Boston, in fact, willingly trades players to the Yankees now. That's how far that rivalry's gone.
It's falling apart. It's not even a rivalry, like you said.
But if you're looking at the rosters on paper, for the next 10 years, we should be watching the Dodgers and the Yankees in the World Series.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, on paper. Yeah.
And so as a baseball fan, you're like, oh, that fucking sucks. But you scream, oh, yeah, you need to fix the salary cap. But are you going to get bigger viewerships than LA versus New York?
I didn't think I could I don't know. Did you see the announcement?
No.
An hour ago. Did you watch any of the Heisman, the video? Any of it? Dude, I didn't think I could like a Big Penix Energy anymore. He had a jacket custom made with all of the names of his UW teammates on the inside of it.
Damn.
That's cool. That's swaggy and that's
he
cool.
is a really good dude. And I'm hoping with everything inside it, he's going to have a great NFL career, regardless of whether he wins this or not. But anywho, I've got it up in the background, but I don't have any of the volume. I was just waiting. The thing that kills me about this baseball thing, though, but are you going to get more viewership? Because this year you had Texas and Arizona. That's
right.
not.
It wasn't ideal for baseball.
No. In a marketing sense, you're going to get a movie in 20 years about what Arizona did. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's today's generation's Moneyball. It's the Oakland A's or the Las Vegas A's now. That was all approved.
Right.
But I don't know, man. It's just, and in baseball, the games are so long. We'll see. If we don't have the Dodgers in 6 out of the next 10 years, you're going to lose it.
It's not going to happen. It isn't going to happen. It hasn't happened for any of those teams that spent that much money. When was the last team that spent? The Dodgers are the last team that spent a shitload that even made it to the World Series. One time.
Yeah, they won it.
It's the one time in the last how many years? It's
for Michael Irving. It's been one time in the last decade so far. He's getting a World Series a decade, and that's working out for him. Because you got to think, man. When baseball comes up here, we'll start talking about the lineups, and obviously,
I think part of the problem is the owners. We forget how much money these guys have in the amount of money they do in payroll, and then they make a lot of it back with salaries and with baseball games. 162 games. These guys aren't losing money if they're spending that much money. We've talked about this.
Oh yeah.
As much as we think they're spending, they're not losing money. It's just all about they don't want to lose it.
So he's making $70 million a year, right?
That's probably more than a lot of baseball teams.
Oh, absolutely.
Payroll for one player.
Yeah, pretty damn close. Definitely. It's over 80% of most. Yeah.
I bet you there's a team out there that's under 100.
Oh yeah, dude. The A's. I promise you, probably the A's.
Do you want me? I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Go ahead, pull it up. But anywho, yes, he's making $70 million. You break that down in 162 games.
Charles, you're gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah.
What do you think their payroll was this year?
Who?
The A's in
The A's?
2020. Wait, in 2022, what do you think their payroll was?
Oh, 93 million.
47.7 million.
Where was I? Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then once it was taxed, it was 65.3.
Yeah.
So that once they got hit with the luxury
Yeah.
tax, which probably
Yeah.
was a player, I'm assuming,
Yeah. So
went to
Shohei's
65.
contract a year is what?
Last year is $5 million more than what the entire payroll was for the Oakland A's. That's disgusting. I'm sorry, but nobody's worth that. Nobody's worth that. Good for him, dude.
Hold on
Absolutely,
though, but here's
1,000%.
what we did talk about how huge the Japanese market is. Yeah, I'm telling you, 70 million a year, 30 to 40 million of that is going to come from overhead profits from that Japanese market.
The problem is this guy's injury prone, and I'm afraid that if he goes back to pitching, he might ruin his career.
I don't know if he'll ever ruin his hitting, which I think
Well,
his hitting alone, bro, is worth it. But I don't know.
but
It's definitely not worth
is
that.
he another one of those guys that'll never he won't just be a single production player. He won't just hit. He won't be a DH. He won't be a position player. He doesn't want to just be a pitcher. He wants to be a Babe Ruth style, 1 in a million generational talent. He is that. We know that. But it's
So
crazy.
if he was an American-born player, I would
Does
feel
that
that
make
a
a
little
difference?
more. I think
Yeah.
honestly, and I hate to say it that way, but
Well, no, I agree
like,
with you. I
and
just
even the statement he released about this personally,
yeah.
towards the end of it, he's telling all the Dodgers fans, he's like, "Listen, I'm gonna give you everything I can. I'm gonna put it all out there, my body and everything. And there is only so much I can convey with words. So
Right.
there will be a press conference soon, and I will be able to answer and talk about all of this more."
Well,
Shohei Ohtani is
he's
what
their
we have.
Superman. He's their
Well,
Tom
I
Brady.
mean, he is a Superman, and that's
He's
something
their
that
Tom Brady. Yeah.
I think that's something a lot of fans, even casual fans, forget is that what we're seeing with Shohei Ohtani is something we're never going to see again. And the
No,
only
we're not
reason
going
we
to see
haven't
this.
seen a bunch of it is because he's been playing for a really shitty Angels team. A really shitty fucking Angels team.
That
It's what's
team,
ruined Mike
yeah.
Trout. Mike Trout is fucking Mickey
That's
Mantle, bro. And
it's
like he
terrible
just
what they did to that
wasted his
guy's
career.
career.
Oh my
Wasted
god.
it.
He chose to stay with the Angels.
He
He
did, but
chose.
is that more of a knock on his faith to the team, or did he just do that because he
We
thought
gotta
that
put
was in the
him in
best
the same
interest of the
room we're
team?
putting Devontae Adams stays in Vegas, he ruins his career. His career's over. I
Yeah, he's
mean,
already doing that right now. We can already see that. The writing's on
that's
the
what I'm
wall
saying.
right
I
there.
mean, the writing's on the wall. It really is. Okay, while we're waiting, the Heisman should be coming up here shortly.
Let's break down that video.
What video? Which
It's
one?
only 19 seconds.
No, go ahead. I was gonna do what rotates our gears in an
Oh, you
opposite
can do that.
direction afterwards.
This is just the audio. It's just going to be
Yeah.
real quick here.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'll do it afterwards.
All right, go ahead. You can do your rotating your gears. I'm gonna pull this up quick then.
All right. So it is no surprise to anybody that I live in a city. Pat, you also live in a city.
Yeah.
Planet Earth does this thing, mostly created by humans, this thing called daylight savings time. When daylight savings time happens, it gets dark earlier. So you end up out in this city and you've got all these people walking, running. Okay, so now as a driver, it's on
Yeah.
us to pay attention for these people, right? Why the hell is none of these people wearing reflective belts? Why isn't a goddamn person wearing some kind of fucking vest? I've got these high beam fucking headlights. I've talked about them a few times. I'm sorry you're poor if they fuck your eyes up. That's not my problem. But what is my problem is when I turn down into a path and I see these people jump back because they're finally in my headlights and they're dressed in all black in a pitch black night. What is your problem? Are you trying to get hit? Are you trying to die? Why wouldn't you put reflective anything on? This makes no sense to me. Cheese and rice.
It's bad. It's gotten to the point where especially we have people that like walk and will run down our subdivision too at night. Like
It
at
makes no
night, just like
sense.
we're black. Like, really?
For one, I'm not sure why you're running at night anyways, okay?
Well, in the
There
winter
is
too,
so
when it's
many
icy
other
and shit. Do you
things
see
that
these
you could be doing. But
psychopaths?
you're running at night with no reflective gear on an icy, potentially icy surface. And you've got all these, every couple of weeks you see somebody, pedestrian was hit. Okay, maybe some of those are fucked up, but now I'm starting to sit here and think to myself, wait a minute, how many of these pedestrians were cautious enough about their own lives to ensure that other people could see them? Zero
Right.
so far. Fucking zero. You know what I see more often than not? The glow of an animal's eyes. I'm like, oh shit. Oh fuck, that's not a deer. That's a fucking dog. Oh, there's humans behind that dog. Fuck.
Yeah, got to be careful.
Put a fucking belt on. Jesus Christ. You could go to any military surplus store and get them for like $4. They'll save your life. Jesus. Oh, that's what rotated my gears this week. Or in an opposite direction, of course.
Fantastic.
Do we have a lock on that video?
Yeah, we're ready to roll.
All right, pull that up. I can't hear it.
Oh no.
Oh, you've got
I'll
the
pull it
volume
up.
thing turned off.
I don't know why does it mute it right away?
Yeah. Click it down there in that card. There we go.
All right, let's just put this in perspective for everybody who's listening and is not watching. Guy's at a Christmas parade, probably with his kids, his family, and he sees this crazy half ice shack looking Santa Claus little tribute thing with a karaoke machine on it. All right, it's 19 seconds. We're gonna roll through right now.
Here we go.
5 shots in. Oh, you know what's in that glass, baby. Yeah, take a sip. Hell yeah.
He's drunk as hell.
He's drunk as hell. This Santa Claus is drunk as fucking hell.
Hey,
and
man,
they're
the
out there
Christmas
just
spirit
giving
is
it hell.
back.
You know what's in that. You know what's in that cup, man. He's got a little bit of shine in that cup.
Oh,
He's out there just having a good old time.
it's about to happen.
Night
Mike
away.
Garrett, Steve Spurrier, Gary Babon.
Why do they wait till the last second? They just drag the shit out of this for no
Oh,
reason.
I mean, it's well past too. This is ESPN, man. They are just,
dude. It's past 8 o'clock on top of it. I thought this was supposed to be an hour.
Yeah, I'm so effing sick and tired of ESPN and their damn showmanship, bro. There comes a point where you got to stop writing the whole goddamn alphabet and just A to B the motherfucker. Like cheese and rice. And you try to turn this into an NFL draft day fucking event. You probably charge out the ass for commercial rights.
Sure.
You just a fucking joke.
No, they got to pay for that. They got to pay for that lawsuit that's coming their way. So,
just
one way or another,
fucking joke. Ricky Williams, man, talk about a fucking electric, god dang college football player. Eric Crouch, Troy Smith, Tim Tebow.
Are they dragging this out because we already know the answer to it?
I don't know. To me, sitting here right now, I still don't know. I want Big Penix to win, but RG3 2010, he's the only one to show up. He's the only one to show up for
really
the 2010s.
Wow.
I wonder what that's all about. Hopefully, ESPN. That's what it's about.
Because of is that the Reggie Bush thing? Because they won't give him his Heisman back?
What the hell is RG3 doing there then? We should look into this. That might be a cool, fun story. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't want to throw too much smoke, but RG3 is that guy right now, anyways.
He's probably the only one because
Baylor. He was electric as hell. Oh, Dan Reed, he's got to go up there and talk his yak too. Are we not going to get this until 10 minutes after? Are you kidding me?
Probably not. I thought it was done at 8. That's the thing.
Yeah, let's see here. See, according to my TV guide, I'm supposed to be watching the 30 for 30, the greatest Heisman race.
It's live, so we can bitch at about it right now. The fact that we're not getting the Heisman and it's after 8 o'clock, they're overloading their time slot and going to be paying a penalty for this. I don't know how the TV rights work, but I'm assuming they're going to have to pay a penalty for this.
This is the Charles Woodson story that they're muddling over right now.
Great.
I'm throwing this milk on the water, bro. Of
Yep.
course, ESPN. Of course, Reese Davis probably has something to do with this. People who stay would be suspect. You don't think we're never gonna forget that shit, Reese Davis? You open your stupid fuck mouth. Oh, can you please tell your Michigan fans that? Oh, there it is. Jaden Daniels, LSU. You're lucky. Whoever I was just yelling at is lucky. LSU wins it, baby.
Yeah. I'm still
LSU
pissed.
wins
I'm bitter.
I am too, man. 4 fucking
I don't
minutes
get it.
past. We still got to sit here and listen to his speech and everything.
Yeah, we don't want to. That's fine. I'm good on that.
Yeah, fuck this. Fucking
Yep.
BS little PN doing their little PP. Oh yeah, I was yelling at Reese Davis. I think, yeah,
Suckers.
Reese Davis. Good for him. Good for him. Too bad he's not in the playoffs. Look at our boy Dez sitting there, man. God damn, what a dude.
Yeah.
What a dude. All righty. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all the listeners. Remember, as always, Fanatics is out there doing wild shit. Norton does some amazing things in the realm of safety and security.
As always, links in the show notes.
Links in the show notes. We love you all. Smile more. Click, subscribe, listen, play, comment.
Do stuff.
Smile.
Watch that Woodson documentary.
Yeah.